Hello and welcome back to an introduction to meditation. Today we're going to talk about dealing with failure and how we can learn to reframe our minds to understand failure differently. So just like in life, meditation deals with a lot of failure. Often when we get distracted, we feel like we're failing at meditation. When we realize we're lost in thought, we get angry that we're not doing it right. But the way that it's often taught is that the second you recognize you are distracted is an opportunity for you to go back to being focused. The second you understand and come to terms with your failure, the second that you can once again strive for success. So instead of looking at it as a failure, instead of looking at it as if there's nothing that you can do, we can recognize and we can make strides forward. We can recognize that we have an opportunity to go back to what's important. We'll learn a little bit more of this today through our meditation. So as always, just starting by finding a nice comfortable position with your feet planted on the floor and your back upright. And then let's take some nice deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just trying to, like in the first day, fill our lungs with oxygen and release the tension from our bodies. Just allowing us to more easily settle into the space. And as you let your breathing just slow to a normal rhythm, I want you to just be here with me. Don't try and do anything. Don't force anything to happen. Just see if you can be aware of what's going on right now. Even if your mind is running in millions of directions, don't try and stop it. Just be aware of it. Recognize it. Understand, acknowledge. If we can understand something, then we can actually do something about it. If we can understand that our mind wants to wander, then we can learn how to keep it focused for a longer period of time. But it can't be so rigid. We can't feel like the second it drifts away that we failed. We have to be lenient with the mind. We have to treat it like a newborn baby, just learning for the first time ever how to deal with this practice. The same as in life. Every time that you fail, you're learning something new. It's the first time that you've been put in that situation and failure happened. So instead of seeing it as failure, just see it as attempts on the way to success. So for the next few moments, I just want you to breathe, to just be present, to become more aware. And every time you notice your mind drift off, just watch it go. And when you feel comfortable enough, when you feel ready, gently bring it back into the focus of awareness, back to the breathing. I'll keep track of the time and I'll let you know when it's been long enough. So just take a few moments with yourself. So even if you became distracted at one point, don't be mad at yourself. Don't get angry. Don't feel like you failed. Meditation can teach us that by looking at failure differently, we can learn how to keep striving for success. That if every time we get distracted, we see it as an opportunity to come back to what's really important, to come back into focus, then we can strive forward through anything. So like we've ended the other 3 sessions, just take a minute to breathe. One last breath before you go back into the world and throughout your days. And just think in this last moment what it feels like to know that you can keep pushing forward, that you can overcome failures just by learning, just by embracing, and just by becoming more aware. So let's take one last breath here together. Thank you for listening to our sessions, and if you took anything away from what we've learned in these last 3, I just hope that you know how important it is to train the mind, how much control the mind has, how easily we can become distracted and lost. But by training the mind, we can learn how to use it for good, how to use it to persevere, to deal with failure, and so much more. So even if you're still skeptical about meditation, I highly recommend continuing to read and explore further. And, as always, have a wonderful day.